All right, let's talk about the CBSE Class 12 English paper. For so many students, this is the one they're really worried about. But what if I told you the secret to a great score isn't just about knowing the stories, but about knowing the rules of the game? Stick with me, because we are about to break down the official playbook and turn that exam day stress into straight-up confidence.
So let's get right to the most important question of all. What are the examiners actually looking for when they're grading your paper? It's not some kind of secret club, there are actual rules. We're going to take a peek behind the curtain at the official marking schemes to see exactly where points are won and where they're easily lost. To really beat the paper, you have to think like the paper. So our strategy is going to be super simple. We're going to attack it exactly the way it's designed. We'll start with Section A, reading, then move to Section B, writing, and finish strong with Section C, literature. Let's dive in.
So here's the map for the entire exam. As you can see, the sections are definitely not weighted equally. You've got reading for 22 marks, creative writing for 18, and then the real heavyweight, literature, clocking in at a massive 40 marks. Keep these numbers in your head because they are the key to managing your time like a pro.
First up, the reading section. Now, most people think this is just a scavenger hunt, right? Just find the answers in the text. But the real secret to getting full marks here, it's understanding that a 1-mark question and a 2-mark question demand totally different kinds of answers. It's a subtle difference, but believe me, it is a total game changer.
Which brings us to this critical question. You see 2 questions about the same paragraph. One's worth a single mark, the other's worth 2. What's the difference? What does the examiner expect you to do differently? Well, the answer isn't a mystery. It's spelled out clearly in the official marking scheme. And here it is. Just look at this table. For a 1-mark direct question, they just want a fact, plain and simple. But for a 2-mark inference-based question, just finding the answer isn't enough. You have to make an inference, and this is the key part. You have to explain it using evidence from the text. That explanation is the bit that everybody forgets, and it's exactly where that extra mark is hiding.
Okay, let's move on to Section B, creative writing. Look, your creativity is important for sure, but what usually separates a good score from a perfect score is something way simpler: the format. For notices, articles, reports, getting the structure right isn't just a suggestion, it's absolutely non-negotiable. Take a look at this. For a simple notice, a full quarter of the marks are just for the format. That means just by drawing the box and putting the heading and date in the right spots, you get 25% of the credit before you've even written a real sentence. It is, without a doubt, the easiest mark you're going to get all day. Now let's look at an article. It's not just a big block of text. You absolutely need a catchy title and a byline, and then a clear structure. An intro that grabs the reader, a body that develops your ideas, and a conclusion that wraps it all up. Each part has a very specific job to do. And what about a report? Simple. Think like a journalist. A good report is basically just a checklist of key questions. Who, where, and when? What happened, and how did it happen? If you can answer those questions clearly, that's the whole ballgame. You hit those points, and your job is done.
So let's quickly run through the golden rules here. Do stick to the format. Do stick to the word limits. Do use formal language. And what shouldn't you do? Don't use slang, don't go off on some random tangent, and please, don't just ignore the instructions. I know it sounds so basic, right? But examiners will tell you these are the main ways students just throw away easy marks. Okay, on to the biggest section of them all, literature, worth a whopping 40 marks. To score high here, you can't just summarize the plot. You have to dig deeper. You've got to show the examiner that you really understand the themes, the symbolism, and all the little tricks the author is using. Take this line, for example. It's from the official notes on Aunt Jennifer's tigers. See how the focus isn't just on what the tigers are doing, it's about what they represent, her creative spirit. That is exactly the kind of insight that scores big points. And that kind of insight comes from spotting literary devices, like symbolism. The tigers aren't just tigers, they're a symbol of the strengths she wishes she had. But here's the key. It's not enough to just see it, you have to say it. Actually writing the words, "the tigers symbolize," in your answer is what tells the examiner you've gone beyond just summarizing and are now analyzing. And a quick but really important warning that comes directly from the examiners: be accurate. If you're going to quote the text, you have to make sure it's perfect. Misquoting or being vague about it is a huge red flag, and it can actually lead to marks being deducted. Precision really, really matters. So, we've decoded every section. We know the rules of the game. Now let's pull it all together into a final game plan. This is your strategy for exam day, so you can actually use all this knowledge when the pressure's on. What's the most important number on exam day? It's 15. You have to save the last 10 to 15 minutes for revision. I promise you, this isn't wasted time, it is your safety net. This is when you catch the simple spelling mistakes, the grammar errors, and the formatting slip-ups that cost so many people easy marks.
So here is your final game plan in 3 simple steps. First, be a strict timekeeper. Decide how many minutes per mark and stick to it. Second, prioritize. If you feel time slipping away, jump to the high mark questions first. And third, revise. I'm saying it again for a reason. Never, ever skip that final 15-minute check.
So, I'll leave you with this thought. Now that you have this strategy, the choice is really yours. Anyone can write an answer, but now you know what it really takes to write a high-scoring answer. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you show it. Good luck.